Hi, it's Grace and Izzy, and today we'll be talking to you about the Paris Agreement and why the USA left and rejoined it. The Paris Agreement is a legally binding agreement which was signed by 196 parties in December 2015 and came into place in November 2016. The aim of the agreement is to limit global warming to a maximum of 2 degrees Celsius. To reach this goal, countries have agreed to aim to reach peak greenhouse gas emissions as soon as possible so that a climate-neutral world is achieved by mid-century. The agreement is very important as it is the first of its kind to aim to combat climate change as well as adapting to any potential effects it could cause. The Paris Agreement works on a 5-year cycle, with each 5-year period containing more ambitious climate action than the last. The first phase of the plan was for all countries to have submitted their nationally determined contributions, or NDCs, for climate action by 2020. This means that they have to say what actions they will take in order to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions to meet the target of less than 2 degrees global warming. The countries within the agreement support each other financially, technologically, and in capacity building. This means that developed countries have to help less developed countries by giving them money or resources they may need to reduce their emissions. Progress of the agreement is being tracked by the countries involved, transparently reporting the steps they have taken and how they have helped. This allows for progress to be compared and measured between countries. In June 2017, Donald Trump announced that the United States would stop participating in the agreement. He said it was because it undermined the economy and it would leave the USA at a permanent disadvantage. This decision was criticized by many environmentalists as well as by the American population and other politicians who publicly said it was a mistake and that the president owed it to the next generations to be part of the agreement. Many states said that they had continued to stick to the plans outlined by the agreement, even though they were no longer part of it. When the agreement was signed in 2015, it was stated that no country could pull out of the agreement until at least 3 years after it came into place. There also has to be a 4-year exit process, which means that by the time the USA formally left the agreement, it was the 4th of November 2020, a day after the presidential election. Now Biden is president, the USA has rejoined the Paris Agreement, which Izzy will tell you more about.
Just hours after becoming president of the US, Joe Biden signed an exclusive order to bring the US back into the Paris Agreement. This marked the beginning of Biden's ambitious new climate regime. On his first day, Biden also signed an order to restore 100 public health and environmental rules that Donald Trump rolled back or weakened. He also signed a second order to cancel the permit of the controversial Keystone oil pipeline project. Rejoining the Paris Agreement isn't just a symbolic statement. After notifying the UN of his commitment to rejoin, Mr. Biden is now expected to come up with a plan for how he's going to reduce carbon emissions in his country. As the US is now the world's second largest greenhouse gas emitter, Mr. Biden's international climate plan will have huge global repercussions. Boris Johnson was among world leaders to congratulate Mr. Biden for taking swift action into rejoining the Paris Agreement. In his statement, he said, "President Joe Biden rejoining the Paris Agreement is hugely positive news. I look forward to working with our US partners to do all that we can to safeguard our planet." On Saturday, Biden and Boris Johnson had their first phone call since inauguration. The Prime Minister said that he looks forward to working with President Biden to tackle climate change. He also said that he looks forward to deepening the long-standing alliance as we drive a green, sustainable recovery from COVID-19.